Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. My name is Rabenschild and I'm a bit I'm a bit scared. I don't touch this at the moment. Uh, After showing the beginning of the build from last time, so the new cargo VTOL basically, WSX10 basically ordered me. That's a joke, but he suggested maybe use the rotor strength mod again. So a mod that raises would be the right word. Raises the torque that rotors are able to put out, and because it's his script that I'm using and he knows best, I followed his rule, and then I attached some big thrusters on there. And one thing that you might want to do if you want to have space planes, or basically space planes, space VTOLs, you might want to attach both thrusters to the nacelles. For me, I'm running into trouble, and I don't know if that's a thing that 1WSX10 needs to fix or whatever that is, but maybe it's a solution for people that want to use the VTOLs in space and on planets. I first tried it just with the normal atmospheric thrusters, and for some reason they didn't react. It seems that the script wants to it could be the fact that the thrusters in space just don't work. They don't put out thrust. If the script is able, and again, this is speculation. This is speculation I'm doing, and then 1WSX10 will tell me, nah, it's not that way. But maybe it sees that these don't work, and then it doesn't orient the nacelles in a way I would like it. As soon as I attached the ion thrusters, the nacelles immediately went into the right orientation. So maybe if you deal with that stuff and you want to use that, because again, I heard some criticism of the script, and that's one thing. Again, for the script does exactly what it is supposed to do for me. So it's a bit wobblier, it's a bit shakier, but that is completely okay for me. So if you have problems with it, attach both types of thrusters so they can work in space and in the atmosphere, and they don't seem to not realign in atmosphere then. So maybe I would have to recompile it, but crashed it into the ground. And I did a simulation here, let's say it that way. I wanted to see what this thing does, and the first time it didn't work out so well. Now it works pretty good. I already landed it on the planet once, and we will do it again in a bit. Maybe put in some materials that we need down there, because I did some work on the planet too with the small hover car that we tested there. And okay, one thing I need to do, it might be a good idea to attach a connector to this. Okay, let me do something. Where is it? I need I need to search for a container or a machine that is exempt from Tim taking out all the stuff. and I need this phrase. 1WSX10. Sorry that I'm talking so much about that guy, but he showed me a method, and I already forgot how you can get the symbols that I would need via ASCII input or something like that. And yeah, I don't know the numbers for that now. It's something you can do with your num block and holding certain holding certain keys. Good. Okay, what I want to do is I want to lock all the cargo on here so that I can large cargo. We will do this for now. And then this. No. And then we also add this phrase to it so that Tim can't grab the materials out of here. I hope that I have enough thrust to keep it in the air for now. Again, at the moment it is just a test bed. It needs modeling now, and I want to put a front on there, do some work with these upper frames. Some of you did look up the ship that I got inspired by, and most of you approved. That's a good thing. That's good to hear. And yeah, some fans basically came and said, okay, it's a really nice TV series that I chose there, and that's good to hear. I liked it too very much. I need a good way to put on another connector. Not sure if I can park it so close to the... I will try. Let me put a connector in here and grab some materials, put some materials in there, and when I've done that, I will be back and we'll fly back to the planet. Good, there's now, I think, a good amount of stuff in here, and I hope it's not too much, but we have some items and we can continue. Stop doing that. Maybe I can prevent these things from completely spinning out by by just turning on the script. Let me do one thing that I now do. I have, by the way, I have turned off the autosave now, because again, this thing is too, at the moment, just too crazy for me. And again, the torque thing really helps, but I'm not too sure if this all goes well. I hope I can land it, and then we might want to find an easy way to connect it, or build another landing, landing space for this thing. This it might be in the end too big, but I need, you see that I need something that can transport these amounts of things and components, and not, and maybe even some ores later. With the small thing that wouldn't just work out anymore. So we will see if this is another simulation run, or if this is a good run, I would say. Let me get a bit closer to the whole thing and maybe break a bit, because as fast as, by the way, 1WSX10 advised me to maybe to not use a speed mod over 500, information that you might want to have too. So I'm running with a 500 with a 500 speed mod. Anyways, that's good. One thing that I have to do is I have to protect the computer. The last time, one of the last times I tested it, something blew up the computer in the ship, and then the script was completely offline, and I needed to stop with the other. Okay, now we are in atmosphere. We will break because could be that I'm already too deep into the atmosphere. Normally, it's good to go into atmosphere or into the gravity field and all that stuff with around 200 meters per second. Otherwise, the ship has not enough power to slow it down later. So there's a gap basically in between where the ion thrusters still work and then where the atmospheric thrusters take over. And it's nicer when you, because then you speed up again. So you come in with 200 and then you at one point stop braking, and then you gain speed again, and then you have to bleed that off in the end too. So it's a bit nicer to not go too crazy when you come in. Good. Let me go in for the landing here. Good landing, I would say. That worked out pretty well. So I have to still fiddle around a bit with the whole thruster concept here. The nacelles do a good job, but I kind of want to have a bit more thrusters to the sides, so it maneuvers maybe a bit better, and maybe have some to the front and back also, some atmospheric thrusters. It loses height when the nacelles on the side need to turn into a certain direction. Then it loses sometimes height, and maybe it would be good to have some hovering thrusters or something like that. I don't know why these stay active. At the moment the script is turned off, they shouldn't work at all. Don't know, can't say. So you can see these are not working, while these still show an effect. I don't really care. Okay, what we need to do now is take a look at the small buggy we have here, and maybe I want to do another thing. Give me a sec. What I had in mind was taking a look at some of the comments that I got, because there are some in there that are kind of good, and I want to test that. So as a suggestion, all comments are good. As a suggestion, they are good, and we should start maybe with that comment. So yeah, and now I don't know how to do that, because in German we would say Soashas, and I don't know where the name is from. So I will use that, and you will tell me if that was okay or if it was bad. So I have mounted some atmospheric thrusters on this thing here, and now if I sit down, we can take a look at it. I can turn on the hover engines, turn off the... Something is making weird noises there, and turn this on, the atmospheric thrusters, and we can turn off the wheels. That makes life a bit easier. So now we can maneuver this thing around and can use it as a hovercraft or something like that. It works out really, really well. The wheels, and we come to that later, they are not doing the best job at the moment, so I'm a bit disappointed in that. So, but you can see the wheels drive. It's not bad, but they don't have any suspension or anything. So, but Suashas said if you use the vector thrust script on this thing, you might be able to just get along with one thruster. And man, that's a neat idea. That's a neat idea. I think it will be too wonky. What we could try, and I think we should do that, is try two, to have a bit of a so if I have one on here, one thruster on here, the one thruster needs to do a lot of stuff. It needs to do braking, and if I want to change the course, it needs to then work for that too. All this stuff. So, but the idea is good. Hovercraft basically have something similar. They have propellers in the back that use flaps to steer the airstream, basically. And sometimes I think they even have rotatable propellers. They use then 4 or something like that. But the idea is not bad. And that's the thing we will test with the model at one point. Craig Connor said, rambling is okay if it is for design ideas. Yeah, thank you. That's good to hear. John Rizzo, always there, says he has some good experience with 8-wheeled rovers. 6-wheeled works out pretty well. So, but he says he's using the 1x1 wheel. I wanted to take a look at that. The 1x1 wheel seems to be too small for me. So this is the... I just want to take a look at it. So give me... I can't see it. Let us just place one. See, it seems to be so small, and that's always a bit problematic for me, just using this one small wheel here. Now, I'm not sure. Yeah, okay, now that there's no travel in it and all that stuff, that might work out. Okay. Martin Mellon, I should do another hover bike. I have a car now. Why a hover bike? I did a hover bike in one of the last seasons, and I think you suggested that too, and you were not happy with it. So I think I don't really know. He said that he looked up the ship from Space Above and Beyond, and there's a massive grill in the front. Is there? For the pictures I have, they don't have. Maybe, Martin, you should give me a link or so I can see what you mean by that. Mickey Man Mike, I didn't see your comment on any other video, but as soon as I come in and or maybe you did, but you basically seem to be a big fan of Space Above and Beyond, because you can even tell me how the abbreviations for the whole things are. It's nice. Solo Spirit, Uh, duh, 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 duh. Okay, a new project. Okay, he just says that there are these are nice projects to start. Adam's Realm, and he's right about that. What he's writing, he's asking if wheels aren't purposefully broken, and that's absolutely right. As far as I think, Keen at the moment is not repairing the wheels because they want to completely change them. And so, yeah, I thought maybe they are at a point where you can use them, but again, it would be nicer to have them with some suspension or something like that. And Martin Mellon again with the idea to build a huge spire, a cathedral here on the planet. I just landed here. Let me figure out what I want to do here. So the idea is not bad. I have to see. Again, building big is always problematic. You know that. We will see. Good. I think that's all the comments that I got on the last few episodes, especially on the last episode with the wheels and the testing of the hover engines. The hover engines, I really like them. We might be able to just not use wheels. Having a combination, someone in a video a while ago said maybe build something like the hovering DeLorean. This is as close as I can get to it, so maybe that's okay for now. What I want to do with this, and we might want to test it, if the hover engines are able to support something like mining machines, having a drill on there that is maybe able to mine a bit for us. That is a thing we might want to test. How stable can these hover engines make a platform? Not sure how that will work out. We will have to see. The next plans are to work a bit on the infrastructure here, having just a cargo container here and the build and repair system is not enough. We will need a landing structure. Did this thing fall over? It did. But why? Why did this? Yeah, infrastructure. I wanted to say that building a landing platform for this thing might be absolutely needed, and now we see that it is absolutely needed. So having it on the ice, yeah, not good. So that's the thing I want to start next. Building a landing platform using the materials that I brought with me so that I can land this thing somewhere here and don't have to put it on the ice down there. I don't know why it tipped over. It shouldn't have done that. Hopefully I can get it up again. Let me do a few minutes of work to maybe get this thing up and running again. I took a bit of an unusual usual place to land this thing, but this is at the moment I think better than putting it on the ice. I don't know why it exploded there. Good, but I don't need to take a look at this. Maybe it's the weight. Maybe the tires don't hold it too well, and I should maybe switch to landing gears. Yeah, this seems to work. I want to bring it into space anyways in a bit. I will try to empty it out here, and then I want to go and maybe come back with a smaller ship so that I can so that I can start building a landing platform that's big enough to support the big ship and maybe support the small ships together. I'm not sure, but having a big landing platform above the water or the ice here, that will be the first thing to do. Maybe at a refinery and an assembler or something here. That's also a thing that we should do. Good. That will be the work I will do in the next few days. We will meet us back on Wednesday, I would say, and then we can take a look at what I've done here and maybe figure out what else we need to start after this. This ship needs to go back into space until it's done and ready. Maybe I will use it for just a few flights back and forth to bring in resources. I think I will improvise just a dropper or something like that. For now, we don't need to go back with the ship and bring materials back into space. If that ever happens, then we change this out. I could use here some in the platform, a few conveyors, and then have a dropper or something in there that throws out all the materials that I have in the ship. Something like that. Good. People, I would say thanks for watching. I hope you liked the episode. If you did, then please leave a like on it, and I hope to see you in the next one. See ya, guys.